guys, welcome to episode 11 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha, and you can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tani. I'm coming to you today from my home in Central Florida, and today is Sunday, April 30th, 2017. So, welcome to another episode. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back, and if you're a new viewer, welcome. Um, I have, I'm thinking today is going to be a shorter episode just because I'm really tired. Um, I have been crafting like a maniac over the last couple weeks, and I will definitely share with you some more details about that a little bit later on. But, um, yeah, let's get into it. We've got some of the usual banter, a couple finished objects, some works in progress, some needle adjacent projects. Um, I do have some stash acquisitions, and at the end of the episode, I do kind of have a chit chatty life section, which I don't normally have, but I got one this week. So I guess we'll go right on into finished objects. The first finished object I'm actually wearing. This is the working title of it is just the bamboo lace tam. I crocheted this for the Wool Needles Hands Spring Hat Cal 2017, which I think ends today. And I just posted my finished object picture today. Like, I've been completely slacking. But I started it at the beginning of April, and as you can see, it is just a, your basic crochet hat, crochet slouchy beanie. But the lace pattern that I use is called the bamboo lace. I'll turn around and see if you can see it. Yeah. So I decided to design my own hat pattern for this cowl. The idea of the cowl was to knit or crochet a springtime lacy hat. And so, out of a lightweight yarn. So I went online, I went to Ravelry, and I was like looking at the different patterns and stuff, and nothing was really jumping out to me. Saying like, oh, make me. So I decided to go to one of my stitch dictionaries and see if I could find a stitch that I really liked and create my own hats. And that's where this came from. I made this, or most of the work on this hat was done while I was at work. So I don't have the pattern. Well, I kind of have the pattern written up. I have my notes and things. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with the way it looks. I do want to make another one. I'm just looking at it in the screen. I do want to make another one because, living in Florida, we always have use for lightweight hats or lightweight lacy hats that I can actually wear when it's like a bazillion degrees outside and the sun is breathing fire upon us. So yeah, I always have use for light lacy hats, especially when I don't feel like doing my hair. I love to just chuck them on. And now that I have another like lace pattern that I can use and that I like, I'm gonna definitely work up some more of these. I also want to try working it up in a worsted weight to see how that affects the design of the hat. So lots of ideas rolling around my head behind this bamboo lace tam. But yeah, my hair kind of looks like a pillow in it. Anyway, so that's my first finished object. My second finished object are my, what are these called again? Mercury socks by Kim Drotar. This is sock 1 with a little bit of Kiva on it. Sock 1, and sock 2. I really like how they came out. The yarn, like I said last time, it is considerably thicker than like a regular fingering weight. This yarn is Patton's Croy Effects in the Celestial Colors, Celestial Colors colorway. And the pattern is Mercury Socks by Kim Drotar, free pattern on Ravelry. Yeah, that's about it. I did my rounded toe that I always do, and then my brain just stopped. A short row wrap and turn heel, the leg, and then the top I did 1x1 ribbing, just because when I started the ribbing for these socks, I was like, I'll do 1x1, only to realize that that is not what is called for in the pattern. But I didn't feel like ripping it back. I was like, whatever, it's fine. And so they have 1x1 ribs instead of the ribbing that's called for in the pattern. So I have a set, and I really like them. I have not worn them yet, but they will certainly get worn to work shortly. For someone who lives in Florida, I wear my hand knit socks all the time. I don't care. Sometimes my feet get a little warm and toasty, but then I look down and I have like cool stripy socks or socks that I know that I made myself, and I feel good about that. So yeah, Mercury socks, done and done. So these will go into my box of socks for Kristen of the Yarngasm podcast for her box of socks knit along. I don't think they go into anything else. No, these are just a single dip cal entry. Same thing with this one, single dip cal entry. So those are all of my finished objects for this. I was going to say this week, but it's been more than a week since I last recorded. I think it's been about 2 weeks. So those are my only finished objects. So we will mosey on along to works in progress. And in this section, I have a few things that are currently in the works. 2 of them are in one of my Quirky Monday bags. Quirky Monday Crafts. Will soon be live on Etsy. More on that later. Okay, so my first work in progress that I have is a pair of socks. Now, you may recall this colorway because I recently knit a pair of 3x1 rib, like vanilla socks for myself out of this colorway. This colorway is the Barocco socks in the number 1406, which is Dinas, like D-I-N-A-S, D-I-N-A-S, Dinas, D-I-N-A-S, Dinas. Anyway, I am knitting a variation of the Hermione's Everyday pattern. And I'm making these for my mom. As you can see, I'm knitting them toe up. The toe, the heel, and the cuff are going to be this purple yarn, which is Deborah Norville Serenity sock, I think. Hold on. Yeah, Deborah Norville Serenity sock. That's the label. And then that's the color, just purple. So I'm going to make that the toe, the cuff, and the heels. And then the body of the sock is this yarn. And I just have, that's the ball that's in there. But I'm knitting the Hermione's Everyday sock, but I'm doing a little variation of, I knit 2 rows of the pattern repeat, and then, or 2 repeats of the pattern, and then 6 rows of stockinette, and then 2 repeats of the pattern again. So I'm getting kind of a textured stripe. Yeah, it's picking up really well. So I'm calling these my Hermione Takes a Break pattern, or socks. Hermione Takes a Break socks. And I'm just going to knit as far as that leftover yarn will allow me to. And then, however far this gets me, I'll go ahead and put in the heel and the cuff in the purple, and those will be the socks. I'm knitting these for my mom because when I was knitting mine originally, she kept commenting on how she really likes the color. So I figured I'll use the leftovers and make her a pair of socks. So I have the other ball. That is the other ball for the second sock. And I'm just slowly making my way on these socks. So that's them. That is Hermione Takes a Break. The Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern is a free pattern on Ravelry by Erica Luter, and I knit it last year. I do want to knit it again because last year when I knit it, I used this like wool-free lace yarn because I got it on clearance. But I called them my If Hermione Was a Leprechaun socks because they're different shades of green, and I thought it was really cute. Yeah, those socks don't fit. They are too big, considerably. I think they were the second or third pair of socks, maybe fourth. They were very early in my sock knitting career, and they did not fit. But I love them anyway, and I still wear them. So I do want another pair of Hermione's Everyday Socks for me that fit well. So that is work in progress number 1. Then we have work in progress number 2, which I don't know how it's going to show up or how well it's going to show up, just because this is the yarn. It's black. This is Deborah Norville Everyday Baby. It's 100% acrylic, and it's like kind of like a DK weight. And I am knitting man socks. Oh, you can see that nicely. Look at that. So they start with a 2x2 rib. I use the German twisted cast on because stretch. So 2x2 rib for the cuff, and then the body is a 3x2 or 3x1. Yeah, the body is a 3x1 rib because I really liked how that stretched when I knit them before. Ribbing on the front and the back. I've gotten as far as I want to go for the leg, and I just have to do the heel and then go on to the foot, obviously. I'm not following a pattern for these, aside from just kind of doing some Googling and seeing like how many stitches I need to cast on for a DK weight sock. But yeah, not following a pattern. I'm knitting these for a member of my church, as kind of as not really a thank you, but kind of an appreciation thing. He was one of the first members, like adult. I say adult, I'm an adult, but like older than me adult. One of the first ones that I actually consciously remember knowing my name and addressing me by my name. And for some reason, not for some reason, that stuck out to me because it made me feel like he recognized me as a person, like as an individual person, which when you're living somewhere where you don't have any, like your family's not from that place, like my husband's family is down here. Like I don't have any family down here other than, my married family. But when you're in a situation like that and someone kind of addresses you in that I see you kind of way, it's a special thing. And I just really appreciate that. And he asked me to knit him a pair of socks. I think that he was joking. And then when I said okay, he was like, all right, I'll go with it. So, of course, he wanted black socks. So I am knitting what has become the most boring socks in the world. So yeah, these black socks. I don't ever want to knit with black again. Nope. So I need to get cracking on these so I can get them done and off the needle so I don't have to worry about them anymore. So I'm kind of going to knit through the first sock, make sure that it fits. I'm trying them on my husband as I go along. Like, does this fit? Is this man size? I don't know. I'm hoping that the ribbing will give it enough stretch to give it that wiggle room, just in case. Just in case there's any funky fitting things. I'm trying to decide, the reason I haven't gone onto the heel is I'm trying to decide if I want to do a heel flapping gusset because it will give that extra space, like in the instep, or if I just want to do the short row heel and have it be faster. I think I'm leaning towards a heel flapping gusset, and it makes me a little sad because those take me forever. But whatever, we'll make a decision on that soon. So that's them, my 3x1 rib man socks. Oh, I guess I could tell you what needle size I'm using, huh? These are 2.75 millimeter Chalku lace, 40-inch red lace cable. My Hermione Takes a Break are on 40-inch red lace Chalgus on 2.25 millimeter. And that brings us to our last work in progress. And I think this work in progress is the one that I'm most excited about. Scratch that. This work in progress is the one I'm most excited about because this project is just giving me such joy. Even though I'm going to show you there's some whoopsies in it, but it's just giving me so much joy. So I'm just going to give a little preface. Maybe a week ago, I went to the Goodwill, and whilst I was in there, I found this. This is a kente sash from the college that I went to. Now, this college is in Alabama. I live in Florida. Why did I walk into a Goodwill in Florida and find one of these? I don't know. I don't care. Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm buying that. I'll just have two. So yeah, so I bought this, and it just, when I think about my school, it makes me very happy. I'm very proud to have gone to Oakwood University. And yeah. So this was kind of the springboard into this next project. Okay? So we'll put that over here. And our school colors are blue and gold. So I bought these. These are Cascade Heritage sock. I got this one when I had my birthday yarn crawl. I bought this one from Knit in Longwood, Florida. And then I bought this one over Christmas from Kitschy Stitch in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. And I knew that originally I was going to do a pair of socks with these, and they're going to be like super nerdy, like the numbers of pi stripe sequence nerdy, like that level of nerdy. That was going to happen with these. But when I saw this, how about we go that way? When I saw this, I was like, I really want to make something out of this yarn that I can put on, like I can have on display, because you don't always see socks. You know, you may see some of them, like some of the sock, but you won't see like the whole thing. So I decided I wanted to do an Oakwood shawl. And I am knitting my very first shawl. The pattern that I'm using is Syncopated Bees by Deborah Amouts. Amouts? Amouts? That's what we're gonna go with. But yeah, so here it is. I have gone into the second color, and it is a two color shawl. And here, oh, you can't really see it from back there. Okay, so I'm gonna do it like this. That is Syncopated Bees. So it's also a free pattern on Ravelry. But it has these, you can see like the different textures, because like on this side of the center spine is like reverse stockinette, and then this side will be stockinette, and then it switches to be stockinette and then reverse stockinette. So you have like the reverse. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. But I'll hold it close so that you can see what I mean. Yeah, you can see that. So that's how like the syncopation goes. And then there's this pattern here, which is like the bees part, like the honeybee stitch. And the whoopsie that I had, I don't even know if you'll be able to really see it. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can see that. All right. So you see how, is that? That's the reverse stockinette. Let me show you on the stockinette side. Okay. So you can see clearly we've got stockinette, and then we've got bee stitch, and then we've got this little band of what is actually going on right there in the middle. That's because when I was reading the pattern says the abbreviation is K1B. Yeah, it's K1B, which is knit one below. When I read that originally, my brain, for some reason, read it as KTB, I think it is, which is knit through the back. So I'm sitting there doing knit through the back, knit through the back. And I went like 4 rows and was like, I don't understand. This does not look like the picture. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Until I went back and looked at the pattern again and was like, oh, I'm supposed to be knitting 1 stitch below. So of course I did not want to go back. I did not want to rip out the 4 rows. So I was just like, it's fine. We'll just fix it from here. It'll just have a whoopsie, and we're just gonna go on forward. Ain't nobody got time to be tinking back 4 rows on a shawl, because especially if it's the same color and you can't tell unless I pointed out to you and like held it close. Nah, bruh. Ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah. So I have gone into the gold, and each stripe is going to be 3 sections of the syncopation, or the syncopated, they call it the syncopated garter. 3 sections of syncopated garter, and then the bee stitch, and then switch colors. So I have 2 sections of the syncopated garter finished, I have 1 more to go, and then the bee stitch, and then I'll switch back to the blue. And I'm just going to keep going like until I run out of yarn, or until I get close to running out of yarn. And yeah, so this is my first knit shawl, and I had to knit a garter tab, and that was stressful, but I did it, and I'm proud of myself. The bind off on this shawl is an Icelandic bind off, which sounds really involved. I have not YouTubed it yet, but it sounds a little scary, not gonna lie. What else have I had to learn? I've had to learn how to do a make one purl. Like this pattern includes make one left, make one right, and make one purl. I didn't know make one purl was a thing. You learn something new every day. So that's this. But I am getting such a warm fuzzy feeling every time I work on this shawl. and like the colors are just right. They are so oak wood, and I'm so very excited about this. I have plans for this finished shawl. Like, one of my friends is getting married in July, like in the same city as the school. I'm going to take pictures of this shawl all over Oakwood campus. No shame at all. So yeah, so that is my syncopated bee shawl. I really want to come up with a fun name that has something to do with like syncopated bees and Oakwood University. I'm coming up empty though. So hopefully I'll be able to come up with like a fun, like catchy or punny name for this shawl. But let me show you my progress keeper. It's an acorn, and it has a blue bead and a gold bead because go big or go home. I make things like this so I can customize them. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, that's my Oakwood shawl, complete with an acorn, syncopated bees. So excited. So yeah, those are my current works in progress. I'm super proud of them. I'm super proud of myself. Like, every time I knit a row on this shawl, I'm just like, yes, I did that. Get some, shawl. Get some. I need a nap. So yes, that will bring us along to my needle adjacent projects, which are projects that I haven't started yet, but I want to, and I have a plan for them, and they will be either cast on or started soon. This next project is another knit along. The knit along is the Great Unravel 2017. Yes, the Great Unravel 2017. And it is being hosted by Wool Needles Hands, Wool Jewel. I called her Wool Gym last episode. It's Wool Jewel. And Yarn to Table, which I just started watching Yarn to Table. I want to say her name is Celeste, but I just started watching Yarn to Table, and her episodes are like so calming. And they just, maybe because at the beginning of all of her episodes, she's like pouring a cup of tea, but it just makes me want to go and get a cup of tea. I'm so easily influenced, guys. But anywho, this project is for the Great Unravel. Last episode, I showed you the blue sweater that I was, unraveling. This episode, I have the finished ball of yarn, and it is 425 grams of, I don't know what weight this is. I'm assuming this is like a sport weight to maybe a worsted. I don't know. It's ribbon, so it's hard to tell. So yeah, so I have this. The knit along just says that you have to use 100 grams. I have 425. So yeah, it's a lot of yarn. So I wanted to make something, of course, with this, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be great, blah blah blah. And then last Wednesday, I went to the Salvation Army in my area, and lo and behold, on Wednesdays, all of their clothes are 50% off. So I was like, let me see if there's another sweater. Maybe I can get a contrast color. And what do you know? This one is a little bit, like, this yarn itself is a little bit thicker than this one. This one has about 200 grams. They are different fiber contents. This one is cotton and polyester, and this one is acrylic nylon. And you can feel the difference in them. So what I think I'm going to do Um, Originally, I wanted to crochet something, but I just recently found out that you actually have to knit, specifically knit, your project for the Great Unravel. So I decided I wanted to do a shawl because Florida, and I'm going to do the Age of Brass and Steam kerchief by Orange Flower Yarn. And my plan is going to be to do the majority of it in this and then have like the last border in this. I think that's what I want to do. But we'll see. It may just all end up being blue, which would still be gorgeous. And then I would have something else to do with this one. Or I might do it all in this and then knit something else from this because I think this would make a really awesome, like, summer kind of top. That might be a plan. What do you think? Cast your votes down below. But whatsoever I doeth, I need to do quickly because the Great Unravel, I think, goes until the end of June, I want to say. So I need to get a scurry. What? Huh? I don't know. I need to get going with these. So that is my only needle adjacent project. Yes. Now these are like unraveling all over the place. Put those over there for safekeeping. Oh, I should probably put a picture in of what both of those looked like when I first got them. So I will put a picture of those in here so that you can see them. So that is the end of all of the projects that I have planned and going and all that good stuff. And we are now on to stashquisitions. And this, guys, I okay, so I've never ordered anything from Knit Picks. And I'm always like looking on there, like, oh, you know, what's there? Looking at the sock yarn. I want to buy things, but I don't do a lot of shopping online simply because when I want to buy yarn, I want it now. I don't want to wait for shipping. So a couple weeks ago, Knit Picks had a sale. I don't remember what the sale was for, but in their clearance section, they had grab bags. There was a $10 grab bag and a $20 grab bag. The $10 one was 4 skeins of yarn, like randomly chosen. And I want to say the $20 one was 8 skeins. So I took the $10 one and I put it in my cart, and I was just kind of like umming and ahhing over it, like, oh, should I do this? Do I really want to do this? What if I hate the colors? You know, nah. And so I eventually got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy it. And I bought it, and a couple days later forgot that I bought it. So I'm going on about my life, and I get home one day and there's a box on the doorstep, and I was like, oh, it's my yarn. I was so excited. It was like Christmas time for real. So I have four skeins of randomly selected yarn from Knit Picks, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with them, but I'm excited to have them. So first we have this, which is Chroma Twist Bulky, superwash wool, or 70% superwash wool, 30% nylon, bulky weight, 127 yards. So I love these colors. They're so like circusy. Does this have a name? Carnival. Aptly named. So yeah, so that's Carnival. And then I got the palette in Mongoose. So a really nice brown. I knit a pair of Rose City rollers out of palette in lipstick. And even though this is, I don't think this is non-superwash. Yeah, hand wash, dry, flat. So this is non-superwash. Um, I've been terrified to wash, like really wash my Rose City rollers. I mean, I've like gently hand washed them, which I'm sure you're supposed to do anyway, but whatever. Every time I put those socks in water, I'm low key terrified that they're gonna come out Barbie doll sized. Let's put that out there. So yeah, so now I have palette. I think I have some white. I have palette. I think I have white palette or palette in white. What is it called? Natural snow, something like that. And so I might do something with those two together, maybe like a little sock or something. So I have that. And then I have Brava Sport. They sent me like brown, like tons of brown. This is Camel Heather in Brava Sport. It's like that. And then I got a ball of Felici in soft serve. And this, okay, these pastels. There we go. Hello, colors. There they are. So these pastels, not really my colors for real, but when I opened the box and I saw Felici, I was like, oh man, I really wanted to know what the hype was, because people are always like, whenever anyone talks about Felici, they rave about how soft it is. And this is like a marshmallow. That's exactly what this feels like. It feels like a giant marshmallow, and I'm just squishing it. And if I keep squishing it, it's going to turn into marshmallow fluff. So yeah, so I have one ball of Felici, and I kind of think I might over dye this. I think that might happen, because I really don't see myself doing anything, like seriously doing anything with these pastel colors. But if I over dye it, then that opens up a whole new world. Did you just sing the Aladdin song? Did you? Did you? So yeah, that is my Knit Picks grab bag. And I like that they sent me kind of all different types of yarn. Like, I didn't get any doubles. I didn't get any, like, really any same weights. I mean, the palette and the Felici are both fingering weight, but they're not like, they're different. So yeah, I think that's the only yarny stash positions that I have this week. My last stash position is I just got it today, and it is this. This is a handmade sugar scrub by this young lady I met today. Her name is Chelsea, and she was at the function that I was at today. So I purchased one of her sugar scrubs, and I'm just really excited about this. I can't wait to use it. It's peppermint scented, so I will definitely be using this in the morning for that wake up. Yeah. So this basically transitions us into my life section, or my little chit chat section of what's been going on, what's been happening. And basically, today I participated in my first market, my first like maker market, selling my project bags as Quirky Monday Crafts, and it was quite the learning experience. let me first tell you exactly how I came across this like opportunity. On my way home from work, I always pass by this shop, and it's like this building and it's painted like mint green. So I always look at it and it looks so crafty. So last week, not this past Monday, but the Monday before that, I stopped in there. I went to see what, what they were, what they had. And whilst I was in there, one of the owners was saying how they had an open market coming up. And if I was interested in selling anything, just go to their website and submit an application. So I was like, okay. So I thought about it. And then the end of the week, I went and I sent them an email, um, with a couple pictures of my bags and submitting my application. And a couple days after that, I got a reply from them saying that they had, space left, and that if I still wanted to, I could come by, sign a contract, and rent the space. So that was amazing. So basically, in the last week, I have been a sewing maniac. Like, sewing all the bags. And putting together my display, getting it all in my head, so that I could have this experience. This is going to be my first time selling these bags really as Quirky Monday, and putting them out there, and not just like making bags for myself or to give to somebody or as a gift or something like that, like actually as a product. And so I got there this morning, we set up. I'll insert some pictures of my booth. My friend Cherie came and she was my booth buddy, and it was a good experience. I didn't sell any bags until the last hour that we were there. And it just, it was definitely an exercise for me as a person who has the tendency to let the negative voice get loud. And ooh, negative Nancy Kalisha was going in. The open market was from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. By the time it was like 1 o'clock and I hadn't had a sale. I had some people come that were interested. I gave out business cards and stuff like that. Negative Nancy Kalisha was like, nobody wants to buy your stuff. You should just pack up and go home. This is stupid. I don't know why you thought you could do this. So I had to be like, shut up. So yeah, I did a whole lot of like trying to like zen her out, because I did start feeling really discouraged about it. But I mean, starting anything is like that, you know. When you first put yourself out there, it's not everybody is not going to just snap up your stuff, and I know that, like logically, but it's still like it still got me in my feelings. But I was able to sell 3 bags, which that paid for, you know, my packaging supplies and the booth fee. So, and then everything else that I have, all the rest of the bags, I'm going to be putting in my Etsy shop. So I have my Etsy shop ready. Now I have bags to go in it. I took pictures of them today. I'm going to be putting them up into the Etsy shop. So if you are interested in getting your hands on your own Quirky Monday bag, holla at your girl. Um, Also, if there's a bag that you like and you want to like maybe change up the colors, anything like that, send me a message. We can work something custom. So yeah, I did that today. Um, it was I'm very glad that I did it. That I went out and I participated and I spoke to strangers, and I did it because I was terrified, to be completely honest. it was very scary for me. But here's to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to do something new and get a new experience. So yeah, so with all of that talk of Quirky Monday, I do want to show you some of the bags that I'll be putting into my Etsy shop. Um, I will post on Instagram when the listings go live. So if you are interested, just keep a look at my Instagram. I'm Nadira Tani on Instagram. I also have a Quirky Monday Instagram account where I will also be posting things. So either one of those, you can see the bags that will be available on my Etsy within the week. I have 3 different size bags that will be going up into my shop. The smallest size are these. They're mini size, and I'll put all the measurements on the screen so that you know like what you're expecting. So each one of the mini bags are the only ones that I have like different colors on the inside. So we have purple with gray, the elephants with the dark teal, the owls with the light teal, Starry Night with the yellow, and a floral with the green. So, and then because I love little details and they make me happy on the inside, each one of the bags has a made with love pull tag. So those are the minis. The next size I have are my small. And these are the ones that you mostly see me using, like for my sock projects, for like the beginnings of shawls, or, you know, smaller projects like that. And again, I will put the measurements on the screen so that you can see them. But they are, you know, 2-color. Each one of these is lined with white, so it's nice and bright on the inside. And they have their straps and they're made with love tag. These straps, I have been trying to figure out, like, I make modifications to the design as I go along to see what I like best, how it works best for me. And I found that I really do like having the strap. So yeah, that's why I added it to all of the bags. Yeah, I have been carrying these not even just for project bags, but I've also been carrying them to church as my purse, like a little clutch. But yeah, so I've got that pattern, and I'm just going to show them quickly on the screen, or show them quickly so that you can see the different patterns. That one, actually, I'll do it this way so you can see the bottom and the top. I love this fabric. Like whenever I find any fabric with like dogs on it, I have to get it because I'm a doggy mommy. I did a lot of very bright colors, you know, bright, cheerful colors because they were making me happy. I love this tie-dye. And okay, those are all the small bags. So you have the stack of small. Oh, put that over there. And then I have large bags. Now with the small bags, none of their fabrics repeated. I wanted to keep them all individual. The larger bags, I did repeat fabrics. So, but each one has a different contrast color. So they're all one of a kind, but some of them you have choice on what color you would like on the bottom. So this is the size of the big one. And I'll just show them like the ones with the same fabrics together. So this one you have teal or purple. I feel like I don't have enough hands for this. This one you have green and purple, and this is like an old school floral, which I really love. This fabric, I love this fabric so much, I made 3 bags. 3 bags using it. And you have, how can I best show you these? Here we go. You have the butterflies on orange, and they have the dark teal, the yellow, and the light teal. So any of those, you have that one, you have that one, and last but not least, that one. So those are all the bags that will be uploaded into my Etsy shop within the week. But yeah, so Quirky Monday Crafts is in the building. Yeah. Basically, all of these bags were sewn in the last week. I have not really slept. I have been a fan. Like I have been at Wawa getting cups of coffee every day over the last week. It's bad. I wanted to take Monday off of work, but I was like, Kalisha, you can't take a day off of work to recover from your crafting. That's not what grown-ups do. So yeah, I'm gonna hold out until Memorial Day, and then I'm gonna sleep. That's the plan. So yeah, what else can I show you before we get into the next little bit? I have my business cards made, and I'm very proud of them. I love the colors. Coincidentally, these were my wedding colors. It's meant to be. Yeah. That is everything with Quirky Monday Crafts. That is everything with the spring open market. And the last thing that I want to address is the giveaway from last week, or last episode. So, if you watched last episode, you know that I was hosting a giveaway for 150 plus subscribers. And the prompt was to share with me some of your favorite pick-me-ups. And I would like to thank everybody who left a comment telling me what their favorite pick-me-ups are. There were such a variety of things. Like there was the good old brownies and ice cream. Yes, all the yes on that. There was taking walks and riding bikes, sewing and knitting, and listening to music. There was watching a favorite movie, like all these other things that you all do, which helps you out when you're when you're in a funk or when you're feeling down. And to be honest, last episode I mentioned that week prior to that I had kind of a down week. The week after that episode was a down week, and I think I'm just kind of going through just a down spell where I'm having these days more often where I'm just not, you know. But now I really appreciate that you all shared those things with me. So when I do have down days, I can think about these kind people that I have met on the internet who have shared with me things that make them happy, in hopes that those things would also be able to make me happy and to pull me out of down times when I have them. So there were 13 entries of people who answered the prompts. So I am using random number generator on my phone to select a winner from 1 to 13. So we are going to generate, and the winner is number 5. So let's see who that is. Okay, so the winner is WMH302. So congratulations. Um, she said that to recharge, I like to take a walk while listening to music or audio podcasts. She also likes to read. So that the taking a walk and or any type of exercise was one of the ones that people said that you guys said a lot. So basically what I'm gathering from that is I probably need to exercise more. We will work on that. So yeah, so WMH302, send me a message with your address and I will send out the prize. What's the prize, you say? Because I didn't say it earlier. The prize will be a small Quirky Monday project bag in my space fabric, because I love all things space. It does have its own little made with love charm, a tag, and it is, of course, completely lined. Boop. This will come with a set of stitch markers, 2 stitch markers, and a progress keeper. And I picked ocean themed ones because Florida. And lastly, you will get a crafty badge from TL Yarn Crafts that says Maker of Things. So yes, please get in touch with me with your address so I can put these in the mail for you. Thank you all so much for subscribing and for entering this giveaway. I am definitely going to be making a master list of pick-me-ups because I think that's going to be awesome. So yeah, that, guys, brings us to the end. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for spending some time, for listening to me ramble on about the things that I'm making and things that I'm doing. If you have any suggestions for my Great Unravel project, leave those in the down bar, in the comment section for me, so that I can get started on that. Yes, check out Quirky Monday Crafts if you too would like to have your own Quirky Monday bag. Like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment. Tell me how your day's been. Today is Sunday, so how was your weekend? How was your last week? I hope that you had good things that happened to you. Was there something that brought you joy in last week? Let me know down below. Before I go, there is something else that I kind of wanted to do. A few years ago, I had a blog called Golden 24, and it was all about happiness and cultivating happiness and being happy and what it means to be happy and what it means to make other people happy. And one of the things that I want to do in anything that I put out into the world, I want to bring a positivity. I want to make a space where we can share these good things share good things that happened to us, or if there is something that, happened that wasn't good, if you had a negative experience somewhere or you've been going through hard times, I want you to be able to come and watch one of my Craftcasts or have a conversation with me or with someone in the comments, that would bring a smile to your face. I want to be that viral happiness, you know. So in the spirit of being a contagion for happiness, share something down below that made you smile in this last week, um, and let's let's spread that positivity, you know. So yeah, thank you again for being here. Um, if you are new, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're returning, um, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, I look forward to having a wonderful crafty week, and I hope you have a wonderful crafty week. Bye.